This is Jacob. We are filming in the VintageView headquarters, downtown Denver. Today we're here to talk about wine clubs and which types to join, which ones I love, and we'll taste some wines that go along with them. Categorize them in kind of some cool ways to think about them. First, we have kind of the crazy somm selection where you just get surprised at every turn. The second, you have the classic wine club experience from a vineyard that you visited. And the third is the choose your own adventure type. So the first one we're going to start with is the GaryVee Wine Library Wine Club. If you have not joined this one, you should join it yesterday. Newish club by a legend in the wine media industry. He's putting out a club, $55 a month. You get 2, 3, 4 wines shipped to your door. They've all been fantastic so far, and I love it because I never know what I'm going to get. Speaking of, is this Anderson's Conn Valley Vineyards. This is a Chardonnay from Napa Valley. I don't drink a lot of Chardonnay. I like Chardonnay, but I don't really go into my regular daily tasting with it. So it's kind of fun to get this because the way GaryVee runs his club is you don't know what you're going to get until you open the box. The great thing about it is there's also a lot of value in this club. For $55. This bottle itself is probably $40-ish, or I've seen it as low as $30. But this came alongside a couple other bottles of wine, so it was an insane value. And looking at this, it looks like a nice aged Chardonnay. Looks like it's got some beautiful golden color to it. It's probably been oaked pretty heavily, and I'm probably going to enjoy this because I do like these wines when I get them. Yeah, that's it's got some like caramel apple in it, and it's fun. I talk a lot about these buttery wines going with like fried foods and stuff like that, and I think you could really see this going with that. Also some cheeses, and this is even before I've tasted it. This is a really well-balanced wine. A lot of times Chardonnays get a rap for being overly oaked and overly extracted. Those big buttery $10 bottles. This is not one of those, and it's nice because if you're normally going to spend $40, you might be a little bit gun shy for that type of wine. So there's just a really well-balanced flavor profile in here. You get a little bit of the oak. The finish is kicking in. I would love to just drink this regularly. This could be a go-to wine, so thank you, GaryVee. Moving on to the second tier of wine clubs, not necessarily in this order, but you've got the traditional wine club. You go to a vineyard, you fall in love with the vineyard, you have a couple glasses of wine, and then you sign up for some sort of thing, and every other month you get a bunch of wine. I did that with Cline Cellars in Sonoma. Actually got married there, so I'm probably never going to cancel this wine club because it's a remembrance of a really awesome day. The nice thing about a club like this, you pick your vineyard, you get reminded of those great times there, but you also get great deals. Cline's wines generally range from $15 to $30, $40, $50, depending on which vineyard they're pulling from, which grape. This is a $15 bottle that we're about to taste. It's the 2015, I believe, Syrah. I got this for $9.80 as a part of my wine club discount. So you get a killer discount, and I don't know how you can beat this wine. It doesn't even have to taste that good, and it'll be worth the admission. So Syrah, this is not a white wine, as you can tell. It's super dark, super inky. I love to drink my Syrahs and eat short ribs and all those braised meats and deliciousness. You've got a really good nose on here, a bouquet of just some dark fruit. It's rich. I can pick up a little bit of leather, good meaty flavors. It tastes like barbecue. Really good wine. The nice thing about this is when you're talking about a $10 bottle, now this would be $15 if you had to go directly to them without the awesome discount you get as a wine club member. But even at $15, and I find this with a lot of their wines, it's just a really good value. This tastes like an $18 to $20 bottle, no problem, every day of the week. Granted, because I got married there, I always imagine that the wines taste 20% better to me than everybody else. But go visit Cline, go visit your favorite vineyard, and you're gonna have that same experience when you join their wine club. Last but not least is a really interesting concept of a wine club. This is your choose your own adventure style. Naked Wines, they are a US-based company that contracts with winemakers all over the world. You spend 40 bucks a month, it goes into a bank account, and when you're ready to order, you just push click and pick a couple bottles of malbec, a couple bottles of syrah, a couple bottles of bubbles, whatever you're in the mood for. What I've really come to appreciate about this is the value in the wines and the fact that I'm able to buy them when I'm ready. I don't really even see that 40 bucks leave my bank account, and then all of a sudden, every 3-4 months, I can buy a case of wine. Shipping is often included depending if you hit certain dollar amounts. And these become, generally speaking, have become my everyday drinking wines. Now the one that I'm pouring today, and I'm going to completely butcher the name of this because we're heading into Spanish world, Argentinian Spanish. Finca Los Altepes is my broken Spanish to do that. It is a Mendoza wine, so this is Malbec. Everything in Argentina seems to be Malbec. Of course, you can go outside of that, but it's a Malbec country. High elevation vineyards, just like our Syrah. We got really deep, dark colors. This is the kind of thing you want to eat with some big, bold flavor, some meat. You could smell a little bit the kind of roasted peppers in there, almost a little bit, to go along with some of those like cherry fruits. Got a nice nose on it. I think I got this bottle for $12. The discount that I get as part of a membership is down from about 20 bucks. So again, in line with what we just tasted, a really great value. A little bit acidic, a little bit more of a food-friendly wine. I was expecting it to be a little bit more fruit-forward. So I'd say this is a really solid wine, but I'd like to see this with some food. And I feel like for 12 bucks, I probably got good value. Maybe not as much as that Cline right next door, or even this Anderson Conn Valley wine. But I get these wines, I get 12 at a time when I order them, and I feel like, generally speaking, I like most of them, and they end up being my Tuesday night drinking wines every day. So just to recap, joining wine clubs can be a very expensive habit. I have a very expensive habit when I look back at my bank accounts, but I love it, right? And it's a way to get new wines delivered to me every single day of the week, or every single month of the year, I should say. But I really hope you enjoyed this episode of VintageView's Wine and Design, and we will see you next time.